In this video we are going to see about inverter switching characteristics. And high-speed digital system requires minimum time delay from input to output, that requires minimum time delay that defines the speed of the digital system. So this switching characteristics find the speed of any device, and here we have to find the switching characteristics of inverter. So considering the inverter, and this is the input, means we will get the output like this. So this is the fall time delay and this is the rise time delay. So our aim is to find the time delay of this fall time and this rise time. So this fall time delay occurs when the output is changed from 1 to 0, and rise time occurs when the output changed to 0 to 1. And this fall time delay associated with NFET, because 1 to 0, 0 means we use NFET and 1 means we use PFET. So this fall time delay associated with to NFET and this rise time delay associated to PFET. And this is the RC switch model, equivalent model of this inverter using PFET and NFET. And here our aim is to find this resistance and capacitance, because the delay, fall delay and rise delay due to this resistance and capacitance. So the resistance Rn, that is defined as 1 divided by beta n into VDD minus VTN. Similarly, Rp is equal to 1 divided by beta b VDD minus VTP. And similarly, we have to find the capacitance, and this capacitance in NFET, that is equal to capacitance at, say, gate source terminal and capacitance at drain and bulk. So this is equal to half into C aux L dash into W plus CJ AN plus CJSWPN, and here COX is the oxide capacitance, CJ is the junction capacitance, and CJSW is the sidewall capacitance, and A is the area of junction, P is the sidewall perimeter. Similarly, we will get the capacitance of PFET, that is equal to half COX L dash WP plus C. Similar, same equation here we get it for BFET. And the overall C out, that is, so now considering the driving capacity of this inverter, that is fan out of this inverter, we include the CL also. So we will get the equivalent circuit of this, including the CL, equivalent circuit becomes, we will get C out. So initially we have internal capacitance, now including the fan out, this becomes like this. So the value of the C out is equal to CFET plus CL, and here CL is equal to K into Cn, and here K is the fan out value, and this CFET is addition of this internal capacitance CDN plus CDP. Next one is fall time calculation. So fall time calculation, we consider this circuit to find the fall time equations, and here the PFET is off, we consider the NFET here. So this is the equation, and we take the part of the waveform, and we take the part of this waveform, and this will become like this. So here the fall time period, and this period is equal to Ty minus Tx. So we have to find Ty and Tx, and subtracting them we will get Tf. So we start with the input changes 0 to VDD at time is equal to 0. So the current leaving from the capacitor, that is equal to I. So we consider this circuit and applying the loop equation, and we will solve the question in our previous videos. So using that we will solve this current, that is equal to minus C out dV out divided by dt, and solving this I with initial condition V out of 0 is equal to VDD, we will get V out of t is equal to VDD e power minus t by tau n. Here tau n is the time constant, that is equal to Rn into C out. And solving this equation for finding this t, we have to find the fall time, so we need this t. So taking, so t is equal to tau n ln VDD divided by V out. And here we see about this fault time, that is equal to Ty minus Tx. From this we will get Ty minus Tx, and this Ty is equal to this V0 and this Tx is equal to this V1. That V1 is 90% of VDD and this V out is 10% of VDD. That will give us 0.9 VDD and 0.1 VDD. So applying that, this V out, that is equal to 0.1 VDD for Ty and this V out is 0.9 VDD for Tx. So solving this, we will get Tf, fault time, is equal to tau n ln of 9, and here we use the formula ln A minus ln B, that is equal to ln of A by B. Using this formula we solve this equation and we will get Tf is equal to tau n ln 9, and we put the approximate value of this ln 9, we will get fault time is equal to 2.2 tau n. So this is very important equation. So fault time is equal to 2.2 tau n. Similarly, we solve for rise time, we will get, and this is associated with P FET, so rise time is equal to 2.2 tau P. So here tau P is RP C out. And from that we have to find the maximum signal frequency, that is equal to 1 divided by rise time plus fault time, and this will give the maximum frequency. And also next one is propagation delay. So propagation delay, and we have the time between this and this, the fault time and rise time, we will get the propagation delay, that is depend on TPF and TPR, fall and rise. So here this propagation delay, that is equal to TPF plus TPR divided by 2, and this TPF is equal to ln 2 of tau n and TPR is equal to ln 2 of tau P, and solving this we will get propagation delay, that is equal to 0.35 into tau n plus tau P. Next we solve the problem. So consider an inverter circuit that has FET aspect ratio of W by L, that is equal to 6 for N FET and 8 for P FET, in a process where Kn dash is equal to 150 microamps divided by volt square. Here Vtn is equal to 0.7 volt and Kp dash is equal to 62 microamps divided by V square, and here Vtp is equal to minus 0.85 volt and VDD is equal to 3.3 volt and C out is equal to 150 femtofarad, and femto means 10 to the power minus 15. And let us compute the rise and fall time, and using the equation find maximum frequency. So our aim is to find RP, RN and also TF and TR, and they are giving C out. So for finding the time constant, we have to find this resistance. So first RP, that is equal to 1 divided by beta P VDD minus VTP, and Rn is equal to beta n into VDD minus VTN. So first we have to find this beta B and beta n. So beta B, that is equal to Kp dash into V by L P. So here Kp is 62 and here W by Lp is 8. So beta B is equal to this 62 microamps. So this is 62 into 10 to the power minus 6, and this W by L is equal to 8. So apply that value, we will get this Rp is equal to 1 divided by 62 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 8 into VDD. VDD here is 3.3 volt and minus VTN is equal to, and here VTP, that is equal to 0.85. So solving this, we will get Rp is equal to 822.9 ohm. So this is Rp value. So similarly Rn, that is equal to 1 divided by, and here beta n, that is 150 into 10 to the power minus 6, and W by Ln is 6 into 6, and also VDD, that is 3.3 minus 0.7. So solving this, we will get 427.35 ohm. So this is Rn. So from that we have to find tau P and tau N. So this tau P, that is equal to Rp into C out. So Rp value is 822.9 into C out value is 150 femtofarad, that is 150 into 10 to the power minus 15. So solving this, we will get 12343 picosecond. So this is tau P. Similarly, we get tau N, that is equal to Rn into C out, that is equal to 427.35 into 150 into 10 to the power minus 15. So solving this, we will get tau N, that is equal to 64.1 picosecond. So this is tau N. So from that we can find T or rising time, that is equal to 2.2 tau P, that is equal to 2.2 into 123.43 into picoseconds. So that will give us 271.55 picoseconds. So this is TR. So similarly we will get TF, that is equal to 2.2 tau N. So we will get this is equal to 141 picosecond. So now we have rise time and fall time. So this is rise time delay, and this is fall time delay. From that we can find M max, that is equal to 1 divided by TR plus TF. So solving this, that is 1 divided by 1271.55 plus 141, that will give us the value of here the picosecond. So the value is 10 to the power minus 12. So solving this, we will get 2.42 GHz. So this is the maximum frequency of this design.